it's a painful moment, surely, for the athlete.
Injuries are part of any sport. Athletes push their bodies to extremes day in, day out, and even the strongest sometimes break. From twisted ankles and torn ligaments to triumphant comebacks or careers cut short, the journey is unpredictable and oftentimes cruel.
Oh boy, that was bad.
In this series, we're diving into the harsh reality behind the world of high-performance athletes and the injuries that shape, define, and sometimes crush the dreams of gymnastics' brightest stars. Making the Olympic team is the ultimate goal for any athlete in the sport, but the road to get there is often filled with challenges. Teams have become increasingly smaller over the decades, dropping from 7 gymnasts back in the 90s down to 4 in the early 2020s, and then back up to 5 by 2024. So, being selected to represent your country at the biggest sporting event in history requires not only an extraordinary amount of talent and hard work, but also perfect timing. For most gymnasts, making it to the Olympic trials is a dream come true in itself, a chance to showcase their craft in front of millions of people, and a true testament to performing under the highest level of pressure. At the moment, no team is harder to make than the American one, where the talent pool is so deep they could easily produce at least 2 medal-winning teams at any major championship.
This weekend is where dreams are on the line. 5 Olympic spots up for grabs. It's a deep field of talent. Both veterans and new faces look to earn a ticket to Tokyo, their pursuit of Olympic glory.
Fighting for a spot on this team back in 2021 was 18-year-old Emily Lee of San Jose, California. She had very little international experience under her belt, but delivered a couple of solid performances in smaller competitions throughout the years, including a first-place finish in the all-around gymnastics in 2020, ahead of world champion Michaela Skinner, and a 3rd place at the Winter Cup. In 2021, Lee also posted the highest beam score in the country during a training camp in March, which gave her some confidence going into nationals. There, she placed 13th in the all-around, which landed her an invite to the Olympic trials. But the strength and depth of Team USA meant Emily would not be considered a top contender. Still, there's no denying that this was the most important meet of her career, which, unfortunately, turned out to be super challenging. On the first day of competition, the American gymnast hit the bar with her heels on one of her releases, which not only incurs a 5/10 deduction, but is also extremely painful.
Oh boy.
That does not feel good.
And on the second day, things took an even more dramatic turn. Emily's floor routine would be the last piece of gymnastics at the Dome, closing out the competition. But on her first tumbling pass, this would happen.
Oh boy. She can't finish after that. That was a really bad landing.
Visibly in pain, she was assisted off the floor and received a harsh 4.366 score, which dropped her from 11th to 15th.
So a standing ovation for Emily Lee as she is helped off the floor. I hate to see that and it end that way.
Emily had already decided to close the elite chapter of her career following the trials, but leaving on such a painful note was absolutely soul-crushing for her. She later revealed she had ruptured her Achilles and would undergo surgery in a matter of days. This disappointing setback would also delay her NCAA debut, since it takes at least 6 to 8 months to recover from such an injury. She ended up missing the whole 2022 season, but made a full comeback by 2023, and even became one of the most consistent gymnasts on the team, finishing her career with 114 routines without a single fall. Emily's elite chapter may not have had the happiest of endings, but as a Bruin, she rekindled her joy for the sport. Because in the end, it's not the falls that define you, it's the strength to rise again that writes your story. Picking up an injury during an Olympic season must be one of the most devastating feelings any athlete has to deal with. Imagine working so hard for so many years only for it to be over in a matter of seconds, as if your dream just slips right through your fingers. In 2021, French gymnast Carolann Héduit was on the brink of experiencing this devastating feeling, but the universe had other plans for her. The 17-year-old was making a name for herself as one of the new faces of French gymnastics. 3 years earlier, still a junior, she won a bronze medal on the uneven bars at the European Championships. As a senior, she was competing all over Europe, racking up international experience since 2019.
She's known for her extraordinary determination and her attention to detail in training.
Carolann was eventually selected to represent her nation at the 2021 European Championships, where she would qualify in 12th place for the all-around final and was a second reserve for the floor final. But things took a surprising turn when two gymnasts announced they would be withdrawing from the floor final, meaning the French athlete would now have the chance to compete. At first glance, this was an excellent opportunity for Carolann, as making a European final is a massive accomplishment for any gymnast. But this blessing came with a curse.
Oh my gosh.
Carolann Héduit has evidently hurt herself on this first tumbling pass, and she has wisely taken the decision to go no further in the routine, and that is great intelligence from this young athlete, and will now be given some treatment. Oh, it was a very tough opening tumbling pass, wasn't it, for Héduit?
It was, and she takes a lot of risk in going for the Arabian double front. It's a blind landing, so she doesn't see the ground before she lands. And when you land like that, with your legs straight, we call it a lock-legged landing. You risk hurting your knees.
The youngster exited the podium visibly shaken, still unaware of the gravity of her injury. With the Tokyo Games only 3 months away, could her dreams of becoming an Olympian be over? She received a harsh 2.666 score, emphasizing a massive neutral deduction for short exercise, which landed her in last place. Thankfully, the good news came after the meet. It was only a minor injury, and the doctors had cleared the French athlete to continue her preparation for the upcoming competitions. Carolann went on to become all-around, beam, and floor national champion, and qualified for the Olympics and World Championships in the second half of 2021. In Tokyo, she helped the French squad secure a 6th place finish in the team event, and individually she placed 12th in the all-around final.
That's a compelling performance from Carolann Héduit.
Overall, very, very good.
At Worlds, she finished 9th in the all-around. The rough landing at Europeans could have derailed Carolann's entire season, but luck was definitely on her side on this one. The new generation of Italian gymnasts has been making waves throughout the past 5 years, solidifying the nation's status as a serious podium threat. Since 2019, they've secured a World Championship bronze, Olympic silver, and 2 European titles, along with several standout individual performances. Among their most recognizable faces are 2 sisters who have become true fan favorites in recent years, the D'Amato twins. As Alice soared to Olympic glory on the balance beam and claimed an impressive sum of 10 European medals, Asia was building a strong resume for herself while also facing major setbacks that sidelined her for extended periods of time. In 2021, she became the first Italian in World Championships history to advance to the vault final, and even secured a podium finish, taking home the silver only behind the reigning Olympic champion Rebecca Andrade. This was a great send-off to the Tokyo quad, as a new code of points would be introduced the following year, with new opportunities for Asia to cement her name as one of the greats of her generation. At the 2022 Europeans, the then 19-year-old had a phenomenal start to the competition, winning the championship's most prestigious crown, only the second Italian in history to do so.
Asia D'Amato is the top performing gymnast in the all-around competition. The prize that comes with it is golden, the title for all eternity, the European champion.
A day later, she contributed with scores on all 4 apparatuses toward Italy's first place finish, claiming her second gold of these championships. But her chances to add even more medals to her collection were not over yet, as Asia had also qualified to the vault and beam finals. She performed a strong first vault, earning a solid 9.100 execution score.
Once again, a beautiful double twisting Yurchenko. Just amazing pop off the table. The height, the amplitude, it's all there.
On her second run, however, Azia had to use a different technique, as required in any vault final, and opted for a half-on entry. Unfortunately, despite her overall good form, no significant height off the table was generated, and the lack of vertical lift led to an undercooked landing.
Oh, yeah. I think she just nipped that ankle bone there.
That's not what we want to see from the all-around champion. She has been superb at these European Championships. She maybe just didn't get the block she wanted, actually, to get the height there. She was very short on landing.
On the brighter side, because she landed on her feet, her vault was considered a valid attempt by the judges, so she still received a score. Azia finished the competition in second place, adding a silver to her double gold. But on a much less favorable note, the Italian gymnast had to be carried off the podium, which is usually not a good sign. And due to her inability to stand, her coach accepted the medal during the awards ceremony. After further medical evaluation, it was revealed D'Amato would need surgery to repair some ligaments on her right ankle. This unfortunate turn of events would put an end to Azia's 2022 season, causing her to miss the most important meet of the year, the World Championships.
Goodness me, we just hope she's all right. That's all that matters right now.
Azia took a few months off to rest, recover, and get back into shape, and returned to competition at the 2023 City of Jesolo Trophy in March, claiming a silver medal on vault. 2 weeks later, she added another silver on this event at the European Championships.
Azia D'Amato.
Great to see her back. She was last year's European champion.
And roughly 2 weeks later, D'Amato was already back in action at the Cairo World Cup, something that now, looking back, should have raised some concerns. A hectic schedule, such as competing 3 times in less than a month, is kind of unusual at this level of competition. Gymnastics is a high-impact sport, and after each meet, the body needs time to fully recover, not just from exertion but also micro-injuries, soreness, and fatigue. Managing long flights, time zone changes, and jet lag often compromises the body's healing process. And while on the road, gymnasts may also not have easy access to their usual training equipment, physiotherapy, and regular diet, all of which affect both performance and recovery. This can lead to built-up fatigue, exponentially increasing the risk of injury. So, what would transpire at the Cairo World Cup was very unfortunate, yet somewhat foreseeable.
Azia D'Amato, only recently back from injury. No, please let it not be.
On her second vault, the same exact vault with which she had injured her right ankle 8 months prior, the 20-year-old appears to have hyperextended her left knee on landing, triggering an even more disastrous outcome than before. A subsequent MRI showed a torn ACL and meniscus, both requiring surgery to repair. Despite the injuries, Azia still managed to find her way onto the podium again. The Italian collected another silver medal on this event, but unfortunately, the bad news outweighed the good. She would have to start the rehabilitation process all over again, and only 15 months before the Paris Games. It's 2024, and the moment every gymnast around the globe dreams of has arrived. It's an Olympic year. After months of rehab, conditioning, and regaining skills, Azia made her competitive return at the Jesolo Trophy, contributing to Italy's gold in the team event and securing bronze medals in the all-around and beam finals.
Bravissima. Ok, brava.
2 weeks later, D'Amato would step into the arena again to represent her country at the European Championships. But the universe had yet another cruel twist in store, this time not on vault, but on floor. During the qualification round, she re-injured her left ACL on the last tumbling pass of her routine.
Purtroppo non termina l'esercizio, ha sentito sicuramente un dolore al ginocchio, le fa male. Speriamo che non sia niente di grave. Esce in braccio.
Azia not only missed out on the remainder of the competition, but also the whole season. A week later, she was back at the operating table to repair the damage. Her dreams of becoming a two-time Olympian had just been crushed by a third injury in less than 2 years. The Italian star had no choice but to cheer from the stands and witness her countrymates claim their nation's first ever medal in 96 years, and her twin sister become Olympic champion on the balance beam. Yet, like the true champion she is, on and off the mat, Asia didn't allow resentment to take over. She rose above the hardships and became the biggest supporter for her teammates and friends. She has opened her 2025 season to moderate success and is now working to regain her full difficulty from previous years. There will be no team competition at the World Championships later in the year, so the 22-year-old might just focus on a couple of events as she gives herself the proper timeline to rebuild a strong foundation that will help her stay healthy in the upcoming years, and as we move closer to the Los Angeles Games. Either way, whatever the new quad brings her, Asia's legacy will, for sure, be one of resilience and unwavering determination. Not done yet? Episode 2 is packed with more powerful stories on the world's greatest gymnasts.